Well, hello there. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Julie, and today we're talking about learning to love the body that you're in. As someone with a long history of an eating disorder, been in recovery for some time now, 2 years, I think? Yeah, 2 years. Still struggle with it every single day, but definitely in recovery. I grew up always knowing there was something wrong with me. Let me see if I can straighten this. There's something wrong with this angle too. I knew there was something wrong with me. From about 3 years old, I can remember comparing my body to that of my cousins who were skinny. I had a belly and a pooch on my belly. I had thick legs. I was not the same as them. And that was hard for me. I remember not wearing swimsuits, not just because my very traditional dad, rest in peace, didn't want me to, because, they weren't modest, but also because I didn't look like my cousins. We swam a lot. I grew up in Northern California, and my grandparents had a huge swimming pool, and boy, did we swim. I'm so grateful for that. But usually, I was in shorts and a t-shirt. And then my grandma ended up getting me a swimsuit and had me try it on for her in her pink bathroom. And that was so traumatizing because it was a little too snug and because my whole body was on display. To not upset her, I did use the swimsuit, but I had a t-shirt over it. And when it came to wearing shorts or skirts clear into adulthood, I struggled. Because my legs, no matter how thin I've ever been, I've never had thin legs. I have short, squat, very powerful legs from like my mom's Scottish ancestry. We were built like goats, like mountain goats, Although mountain goats have pretty thin legs. But we were built to traverse the mountains of Scotland, the highlands, if you will. And our legs, they are damn strong. The things I can do with these legs, I have shocked many people, especially at the gym on the leg press. They are powerful, but they're not skinny and they never will be. That has always been a struggle. Until I started having kids. And even then it was still a struggle, and I was still in my eating disorder off and on, a lot more on than off. But I had made this decision. Sorry for the mess behind me. That's my husband's side. Blame it on him. Pay attention over here to this pretty stuff. I had made a decision with having kids, and especially because my first one was a girl, that my kids would know that their bodies were beautiful no matter what. And that they would get that example from their mother. I never once in my whole life saw my mom wear a swimsuit. Not ever, not ever, not ever. And I don't think I ever will. Because of things ingrained into her mind from her mother, who incidentally did wear swimsuits. There's a lot of family trauma that I've had to do my best to fight against and to not perpetuate with my own kids. So when my first child was born and was a girl, I had made this decision that my kids would never wonder about their own bodies being good enough to wear a swimsuit, to wear shorts, whatever. So even in the most discomfort and most body dysmorphia and most horrible times of my eating disorder, I would wear a swimsuit, no matter what. If we were going to a pool or a swimming situation, mama was in a swimsuit. Shorts, all of that. Even though I still struggled so much with my body, with my legs, I was not going to pass that on to my kids. So I started wearing shorts, and an interesting thing happened. Part of this is getting older, though this doesn't work for everyone. My grandma, only in the last, and she's almost 90, only in the last year or two has stopped dieting. And my mom still struggles with body issues. It's one of those things. It doesn't matter how old you get. Those ingrained things, they don't easily go away. I am still terribly self-conscious of so many things about myself. but not my legs so much. Because in the last couple years, as I've gotten older, especially hitting 40, I came to a point, and this was kind of the catalyst for me going into recovery, was that I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting older. And life is so short, and I've had to start dealing with mortality, with my own health scares, and then with deaths in our family. You know, that realization hits, and this doesn't happen for everyone, but it absolutely happened for me. The realization hit, and it was like, fuck this. I am not going to spend whatever limited time I have left on this earth worrying about my goddamn legs and what somebody else who matters not at all to me, other than the fact that I'm a human and I care about humans, but what do I care what they think of my legs? What the hell do I care what they think of my legs? That is not my problem. That is not my problem. And I'm not going to go through life being uncomfortable or setting a bad example because I'm worried about somebody else might think that and because my legs, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. No. So this ended up, kind of spurring on this change in my mind, in my heart, and in my body, and in my practice of my eating disorder. I just started saying no. And that voice in your head, that eating disordered voice, it comes loud and it tries so hard, but I've gotten to the point where I've been able to shut that shit down. Now it's still there and it's always going to be there. All right. Once you're an alcoholic, no matter how many years you've been sober, you're still an alcoholic fighting that every day. And it is the same with an eating disorder. You will fight that till you die. Maybe even beyond that. I don't know. But I have made serious progress. And I've gotten to where I'm able to use these legs and be grateful for them and all that they do for me and carrying me through this life and able to show them and not fucking worry about it. But that doesn't change that there's still a thought in my head and that I am still having to go through this, especially right now. We're coming into summer. You know, I bought me all those cute rder shorts for my last Disney World trip, and I am using those, and they are wonderful. And I'm even going to try to put an Amazon link to those in the video description. Anytime you shop through our Amazon link for any of the things that you would regularly buy, it costs you nothing extra, but does support the channel and the Frugal family empire as a whole. Empire. I do have 3 channels, so it does, and it costs you nothing extra. So please feel free to use that Amazon link down there. But anyway, I love these shorts and they are fabulous. And there's a thing that different in my mind when wearing these nice jean shorts than my stretchy pants or stretchy shorts. It does something for your mind. But even so, when I am kind of sitting and looking at my legs and realizing, especially right now where I am so overweight of what my body is meant to carry, it can be incredibly upsetting, incredibly difficult to fight that that's what we called it in treatment years ago, that voice in your head. It can be very difficult, and I have to proactively, purposely fight it and say the right things to myself to counter all of those negative thoughts, that negative voice, and to say, you know what, fuck you. Fuck you. These are my legs. I'm lucky to have legs. I'm grateful for these legs. These legs have taken me so many amazing places. The hikes I have done and hope to be doing again soon. Oh my God, they carried my body through pregnancies. They have carried my body through the good, the bad, and everything in between, and all over my Disney parks. I am so grateful for these legs, and I am trying my best to not only accept them and be grateful for them, but to fall in love with them. And that is no easy feat here in the United States of America or any Western country where everything is so focused on your body, your looks, and trying to make you feel like shit about yourself so that you'll buy something. You guys know what I'm talking about. And we deal with that all the time, and it is an epidemic right now. Yeah, there's pandemics but this is an epidemic and has been for some time that we just have to fight and fight and fight against. And, you know, I get to where I'm able to not think about it as much just because I'm busy with other things and I've got so much going on and I'm so severely ADHD that as long as I'm looking at something else and I'm squirreling about something else, I'm not thinking about my legs or my body. But when I get into situations where I do have a free moment and my brain is kind of clear of thoughts, I can find myself, especially when wearing shorts, especially when looking at pictures of me in shorts at, parks or adventures, those thoughts, they do come rushing back. And that is when I have to proactively, with purpose, try to talk myself down and bring myself back to a place of gratitude and appreciation for these legs. These legs that my mom risked her life to build inside of her belly to give me. These legs that have done so much and continue to do their very best, even with arthritis and with all the madness I've put them through in my years of crazy eating disordered behavior. We're talking when I was 19, 20, not the year, but 19 or 20 years old. We're talking running 13 miles a day, plus doing like 3 cardio workouts. I mean, I put these legs through so much hell. And they've done their best to forgive me and to keep going. And do I struggle? Yes, I do. My joints are falling apart. I have all these issues compounded by the extra weight on my frame that this frame is not meant to carry. And especially because of that, I need to be grateful for them and for how wonderful they still are. Even if they're, the times I have to use a cane, the times I even end up in a wheelchair. I have amazing legs. I have legs. And I'm grateful for them. And sometimes I have to say that over and over and over, even while looking at my legs, looking at them, saying it to get it through to my head, saying it out loud, even like I'm doing right now, so that I hear it and believe it. And will I struggle with this? Even as a little old lady? I don't expect I'll ever live to be a little old lady. But will I still struggle with this? There's a very good chance that will be the case just based on, my DNA. I've seen my mom still worry about those things. My grandma still worry about those things. So there's a good chance that I will still worry about it, at least in some little teeny tiny withered nugget of my brain. I will probably still worry about that. And has it been perfect for my kids? Have my efforts at wearing swimsuits and shorts made them like immune to the pressures of society and beauty standards? No, they still struggle too, because they are part of society and they watch TV and they listen to music and they're on the internet and they go to school and they hear all the shit that just, all the like word vomit and the advertising vomit. Yeah, I'm saying all this as a recovering bulimic. It is what it is, okay? They have still struggled too, but we have been able to work together on that. And I do feel like, if nothing else, I have given them a stronger foundation from which to fight those pressures and all that just nonsense. And I am proud of that. I'm glad about that. I've not been a perfect mother, and I have so many regrets and things I wish I would have done differently and I could go back and do differently. But I did do that, and I am proud of that, and I know that has at least helped. Doesn't make things perfect, but at least it's one less thing for them to have to, fight through. It's at least one bit of something, a tool in their belt to help them through the difficult times of life, through teenage years, through all of those days of self-consciousness, those struggles that, everybody goes through, especially in the Western world. What do you struggle with that way? What is it? Is it physically, or is it something more existential? Is it mentally? Is it a lack of an ability or something? What is it? And what have you struggled with in your family, generations? What are those negative things that have just been coming down through the generations that you are trying to not perpetuate, that you are trying to change, to fight against? What struggles have you had that way? I would love for you to tell me about them in the comments. This is a place of safety and support where we can just let all that shit out and talk about our trauma, get it all out there, knowing that we are supported, that we are in a community of just absolutely fantastic, amazing, loving people. I don't want you to fight it alone. I don't want to fight alone as I continue to learn at 41 years old to love my goddamn legs. What about you? I mean, I have all the other ones too, starting to, my hair is starting to thin. I've got all this. I'm overweight. I haven't done everything in my life that I should have or was capable of by 41. All that just bullshit. But I am trying to be positive, to be appreciative, to be grateful, and to accept myself for who I am, where I am right now, at this moment, at this time in my life, my body for what it is and what it isn't. It's a process, and we might never 100% get there. And that's okay too, because the best that anyone can ask for is that we try, that we make a concerted effort to fight against those negative thought patterns. Fight, resist. I know that you can, but it won't be easy. And that's why we're here to support each other. Okay. I've been Julie. You've been wonderful. Thank you for letting me talk about this today. This is Julie Speaks. This is the truth. This is the tough stuff. And I want to have more of these conversations with you. And we will be doing that. I will see you all very soon. Have a beautiful day. Please don't forget to comment what things you are going through and struggling with so that we can all support each other. We'll see you soon.